Before I talk about frame data, I want to just explain to you guys why I think it's extremely important. So check this out. I have a friend who plays Mortal Kombat more than me. He plays this shit every day, right? And this motherfucker loves Combat League. He's always playing Combat League, and I always give him shit like, how can you play that shit? And he just tells me that he likes it, right? He plays more than me. He has more experience of playing online against others than me because I'm always in practice mode, or like the only time I really play like that is on ESL or sometimes or whatever, right? But when I play against him, even though he has more experience than me playing, I fucking dog walk him all the fucking time. I whoop his ass all the time. He does beat me sometimes, but for the most part, I'm whooping his ass. You want to know why? Because he doesn't know frame data. I try telling him, hey, you should learn frame data. He's like, nah, bruh, that's some glitch shit, bruh. I ain't gonna learn that shit, bruh. That's literally how he fucking talks. And he's like, I don't want to, he just doesn't want to learn that shit. He's like, nah, bruh, that's some pussy shit, bruh. Nah, just play, bruh. That's how he tells me, and just doesn't go through his head. There'll be times where I put him in a situation where I have the clear hit advantage. I'm hitting him, and he's like, what the fuck? I don't understand, bruh. What the fuck, bruh? It should have been my turn, bruh. I should have down one you right there, bruh. And he just, motherfucker gets clipped, and he just doesn't understand. I'm like, dude, and I try to explain to him, like, nah, bruh, get that nerd shit somewhere else, bruh. Literally, that's our conversation. I try helping this guy. I tell him, dude, you can become way fucking better. But no, he does know how to cancel. He does know how to do combos. He knows how to play, but he just doesn't understand it, like having the hit advantage or like shit like that. I think it's extremely important. So I just wanted to share that with you guys because frame data is really what fucking separates the men from the gods in this game. So let's get right into it. I'm gonna talk about what I think is important with frame data because there's a lot of shit that honestly, who gives a fuck, right? So here's the thing. So when it comes down to moves, they come out in certain frames, right? Like this shit, right? Like, boom, this comes out in 7 frames, right? And then with this string, this is the entire string, right? This comes out in 7, and then the second hit comes out in 13, right? And then the last hit comes out in what, 21? Yeah, 21, right? So like for when you look up a move in the combo attacks, it's gonna be like this. Honestly, the only shit you really should be caring about in this situation is the recovery and the block advantage. That is the only thing. I will get to that later. But when it comes to startup, the only moves you should care about are the basic attacks, because that's what's coming out in like the first hit. You don't care about the second hit unless you're shimmying in and then you're trying to land that second hit. But for the most part, you're gonna be wanting to land that first hit. Which would be this, this, right? Because you're not gonna throw a move like, oh, I want to land that second hit. Like, no, dude, you want to land the first fucking hit. So there's that. And when it comes down to moves, 7 is really fast. The fastest move in the game is a 6-frame poke from like what? Terminator's bitch ass, Garrus. Yeah, that piece of shit has a 6-frame poke. Sub-Zero, my boy Aaron Black. Yeah, like characters, those characters have 6-frame pokes. But for the most part, every character has like, either like a 6-frame high, 8 frames. Some people have 8. Shao Kahn has 9. Doing my boy dirty, but it is what it is, right? So it comes out in 7 frames, and then where it says active, like if Raiden is in my range when I throw this move for that 1 frame or 2 frames, whatever, right? He's gonna get stabbed up like Drew Barrymore in Scream. Just like that. Boom. Get out of my fucking way, right? So that's what that means. And like active, right? Like boom, boom. Right? So there's that. That's what that means. And recovery is when you throw the move and like let's say the shit just completely misses like that. For the 16 frames, I can't do shit. Like boom. Now I'm blocking. Right? I can't just block right after that. There's like a little wait. Pretty good. Like this one, look how long it took for me to block, right? That's fucking 33, that's terrible. This is pretty good. Like, right, boom, block. Hit that, block, right? Pretty solid. So, there's that. But what I really want to talk about in this video, that I hope people really learn this from, what I'm about to explain to you, because I think this type of stuff is really important, and this could, like, really change the game for you, and, like understand a matchup, is block advantage. I already explained a little bit of recovery, right? When you fucking miss something, you're gonna get fucking clipped, right? Block advantage. So check this out. So I'm Skarlet, right? And if I poke Raiden and he blocks that shit, and let's say I try to spam a second poke, instead of my second poke coming out in 7 frames, it's gonna come out in 12 frames. Because if he blocks that, I'm -5. So meaning my next poke is gonna come out in 12 frames. You add that 5 to that 7, to come out in 12 frames. That's ugly. That is fucking ugly. If I'm doing this after my opponent blocks, I'm gonna get punished. Or he's gonna land a guaranteed poke on me. So check this out. I'm gonna show you how unfair this game is. Right? Hit. 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 Oh, right there I go. Hit. Right? Now, right? So you saw that, right? I hit Skarlet, you know, because she was mashing, right? Now, Raiden has good mids. It's a good fucking character. Really good fucking character, actually. Skarlet, she has slow buttons. This comes out in 13, this comes out in 13, this comes out in 13. Those are her mids, basically, right? So check this out. Raiden, when he does his poke, right, he's only like -3 off that shit, and this comes out in 7 frames. Let me show you something that's super unfair, so you can understand that this shit's important, right? If I try hitting him with any of my mids after I clearly block and it's my turn, none of my moves are going to land. Like none of my mids, because they're too slow. So let's break that down, right? Raiden, if he pokes me, he's -3. Meaning his next poke is going to come out in 10 frames. So I have 10 frames to think of something to fucking do. All my moves come out in 13. Meaning his shit comes out in 10, my shit comes out in 13. You know what that means? I'm fucked. Means he's going to poke me out. So it's like, what do I do? My only real option, unfortunately, is poking back. That was the only thing that will work. So let me show you. Make this fucking, Jesus, wrong character, buddy. Right? I'm gonna win every time. It's just easy. Boom. Just like that. Boom. Boom, right? Or, I could, let's make this asshole block. I mean, poke again. Right? Grab. Just like that. Though, if you're in a situation where your character has slow buttons, which is like anything above, what is it? 11 frames. Anything above 11 frames is considered slow. But there's some, like this has great range. You know, some moves like Katana's back too, you know, has good range. But for the most part, if your character has slow buttons, you're kind of limited on what you could do after a poke. You know, maybe I could jump, maybe I could step back and then do some shit. Maybe I can do that, but it's like to throw something that's guaranteed, you know, you're limited to either throwing a poke back or grabbing after that. So just know that. So when your opponent pokes you, you could actually grab them if they're mashing a second poke. So whenever like your opponent is recovering from a poke or like throwing a poke midway, you can grab them out of that. So just know that. So as you guys saw right there, that is extremely unfair. Extremely unfair that I can't throw any of my mids, but this fucking cocksucker could fucking throw that shit to go into an overhead or go into his little, what is it? His little, I have to guess if I'm gonna do this, or if he's gonna be safe, or is he gonna grab me, or whatever the case may be. It's just an unfair situation. And then when people run into this matchup, or there's other matchups that are similar to like this, and they're like poking and they're trying to hit you, and they're like, what the fuck? How the fuck did I get poked out? This game is bullshit. Fuck you, Ed Boon. Why did this game is blah blah blah? It's because they don't understand frame data. It's because they don't understand that. Like, if you're Skarlet, you should be ready for this fucking bullshit. You shouldn't be fucking like, oh yeah, fuck this game, bruh. Like, no, dude. You should be expecting this. You know, I don't want to make this video too long on frame, but I think this is something that is extremely important. knowing when you're negative. Plus, honestly, I don't think there's a single move in this fucking game that is when you're plus on block. So when you're plus on block, like right here, I have the hit advantage, meaning it's basically still I could throw any of my other moves, but like, you know how many times like I have a friend who uses like hat tricks Kung Lao, right? And he throws that when he like spins that shit, he leaves him like what plus 40 something, and I poked him out. Plus frames in this game are honestly bullshit. I don't think they're real. I think it's just an idea because I get poked out so many times, you know. But yeah, so main thing I want you guys to understand is block advantage, and then when you hit somebody like with a poke, right? I'm gonna make Raiden get hit with a poke, right? He gets hit. He basically has to block after. I had a hit advantage of 11. If he tries poking me, he's gonna get clipped. Or even a little example that I want to show you guys before, something like this right here. So I'm going to make Skarlet do this and then go into that, right? Raiden gets hit. I'm trying to poke. I can't. I'm gonna try to jump. I can't. I'm pressing every random button in the fucking. There's nothing I can do. I'm gelled. In that situation, when you hit somebody and you get a certain amount of hit advantage, like right here, 16, you could basically throw any move that's below that. I would recommend like something that's like anything like 14, or even something 16 or even 17 or 18 you can throw. But for the most part, like you can like throw high, like boom, this will work. This will work. Any of her mids, or even this will work right here. Or shit, even this will work right here. So 16, that's a lot of hit advantage. I could basically land any fucking move I want, except this one of Skarlet, because it's a high, whatever, right? But you know, when you hit somebody, you could basically, all you really need to look for is like, okay, 16, I need to find something that's below 16. So I could throw it and then they can't do anything. They can't poke out. All they could really do is block. So yeah, that's how hit advantage works and block advantage works. I think that's honestly some of the most important things in frame data, other than like startup and like understanding that. But yeah, that example I showed you guys, it's something that happens with characters that have slow mids. That's why characters that have fast mids are so fucking good in this game. So hope you guys learned. Holla back. Check you guys later. Deuces.